What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 6 of What You're Missing. I'm going to jump right into it. We're going to go through the news, and then tomorrow I'll hit you with what I've been playing the last week. There's going to be some overlap because a lot of what I'm talking about today has to do with Watch Dogs, and I did some playing of Watch Dogs, so there you have it. So that'll be the first topic. Watch Dogs came out last week. It's a game by Ubisoft about they call him an anti-hero, and he basically can hack into all kinds of things. Basically, it's a game like Saints Row, GTA, only with a little bit of a technical twist to it, a little bit of science fiction, where this guy can hack into the city's infrastructure and other people's phones with his cell phone. So that's what it's about. Now, it came out Tuesday. Ubisoft, I guess, has a track record of not having the most stable PC versions of their games, and I should have thought about this or known this because I ordered the PC version and I thought that I would get the best graphics because I've got a great gaming computer, and I mean, playing on the PS4 is great and all, but if I can play on the PC, especially if there's going to be shooting, I can control with the mouse much more accurately, and I usually go that route. But unfortunately, Watch Dogs, I for most of the day Tuesday, since I wasn't at work, I was able to log in and try to play, but I failed at the whole logging in process because their servers were fucked up, and that persisted throughout most of the day. By the time I actually got in, I had all kinds of problems where the mouse wasn't working quite right. It was either hyper fast in the menus and then super sluggish and slow in the actual game. Uh, I don't know, it was bad. And the keyboard, I had issues where sometimes it would act like I was still holding down a key when I wasn't, and so my guy would just straight move out of cover, get himself shot up, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I died repeatedly as a result of really stupid technical issues, and not the least of which being that since I'm working with two monitors, I can, within the game, whether I'm playing within a window, a maximized window, or like full screen, if I happen to turn my character too far this way and the mouse swings onto the TV or onto my second monitor, if I click on anything, the whole computer freezes and acts like I alt tabbed. So constantly throughout the game, if I was trying to click on anything or do anything, I'd be thrown out of the game, the menu would pop up, I'd show up in another, I don't know, it was terrible. So this is really amateur shit that Ubisoft should not be having problems with. I mean, they make good games. The Assassin's Creed games, the Child of Light game that I've been talking about quite a bit lately, but shit, Child of Light I've been playing on the PS4, and I deeply regret not getting Watch Dogs for the PS4 now because it's a shit show. But after talking to one of my friends, he suggested that I get an Xbox 360 controller and try playing with that. So I went out and I bought a fucking Xbox controller, which goes against all kinds of philosophical beliefs that I've got. But I did it, and the game is actually playable. So it took me 3 or 4 days to get the stones together to go and actually buy a freaking controller so that I could play the game that I'd already bought. It was stupid. But yeah, so it didn't run very smoothly. There were a lot of graphical issues, glitches, frame rate problems, and like artifacts that would show up. It was bad. So once I got into the game and I had overcome many of those problems, it's an okay game. I wouldn't say it's definitely not great. It's not terrible. But it's somewhere between okay and good. So check it out if you want. But that brings me to my next point. So as I was looking at news items, I stumbled across something. It was a video basically of Glenn Beck talking about video games as a whole and Call of Duty and then eventually Watch Dogs. And let me just preface this by saying that Glenn Beck is a fucking idiot. Every time that man opens his mouth, that fact is just hammered into me. Fucking idiot. So he was reading some story that he'd gotten where a coroner in England said that he had seen a bunch of teenagers come in from shootings. Obviously, if he's the coroner, they're all dead, the people that he's seeing. And he said that he had heard and had seen something in the reports about how they had, previous to their incident, been playing Call of Duty. And that, now he didn't have all of the facts to back it up, but he was pretty sure that Call of Duty was what was leading these teenagers to violence. You know, arguably all of those teenagers masturbated 24 hours prior to their killing spree, and it would be just as scientifically legitimate for me to say that, masturbation kills people, and we should just avoid that altogether. Nobody's saying that. In case you forgot, Glenn Beck is a fucking idiot. He goes on to say that one of his co-hosts actually piped in at this point. He said that these games, the Call of Duties and the Watch Dogs, are, and I quote, games are so seductive, hard to ignore, hard to stop playing. You're a grown-ass man. If you don't want to play something, or you don't feel you should, nobody's forcing you to play the goddamn game. Be a grown-ass man. Choose not to. There you go. Another quote, as Glenn Beck was trying to describe a game that he obviously had never played and maybe only seen a little bit of. He said, Aiden Pierce, the main character, is described as, like I said earlier, an anti-hero. And he says, and I quote again, "Why must everyone be an anti-hero? Why can't we have any heroes?" All right, just in case we've forgotten, Glenn Beck is a fucking idiot. Okay, and not just that, but he's an ignorant fucking idiot as well. So clearly, we're missing the boat here. But moving past that, and the fact that if anybody has ever played any video game, you'll know that 95% of games, or maybe not that many, but the vast majority of video games are all about the hero, right? I mean, Child of Light's a great example, just to pull that one out of the bag since I've been playing that. But, I mean, you've got the Assassin's Creed games. I mean, you could be an anti-hero, you could be a hero. A lot of these games these days give you the choice. They allow you to pick your path. But Mario was a hero, I guess, theoretically. Like the stereotypical game is about a hero, so that's horseshit. And Glenn, or Becky, as I think I'd like to call him, Becky also went on to claim that Watch Dogs is teaching people to hack and become the ultimate voyeur. Look, Becky, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I understand that you're scared, but they're not teaching you anything. Okay? Play the game for 5 minutes, then come on back and let's talk. Don't be scared. Okay. And just in case you forget, Glenn Beck is a fucking idiot. All right. I'm glad we got past that. I needed to get that off my chest. And Glenn, Becky, call me. Okay? I'll help you. You don't have to be so afraid in this world, especially in the world of video games. There's a lot of happiness to be had, and I can help you find it. Okay? Call me. Call me? Call me. Okay. There's a game developer by the name of Nix Hydra that created a game called Egg Baby. Now, those of you who went to high school before I did probably were given, or at least high schools that weren't mine. I never went through this, and I didn't see anybody in my school do this. But if you or anybody you know went through the project of being given an egg in school and told to care for that egg as though it were your baby, in an attempt, I guess, in some educational stretch, to teach what it's like to have a baby and to care for something else. I don't know. Anyway, but that's what this game is. Egg Baby is a digital version of carrying an egg around. And yeah, so what's interesting about this company and why I'm talking to you about it is they secured funding for to hire on more people and to make more games. Now, Egg Baby is played predominantly by women. 85% of their user base is women. And I think the two founders of the company, the development company, are women. And they would like to continue to make games that appeal to women. Now, this may not be like older women, but in their words, if you go to their website, you'll see them talk about how their target demographic is basically the teenage girl that's on Tumblr. That they're very controlled about what they say and do on Facebook because they know their parents are there. But on Tumblr and in life, they're sort of trying to experiment and see, experiment with who they are and figure things out. I'm not sure why carrying a digital egg around on your phone helps with that, but it's good for them that they're trying to appeal to a different demographic and create a different type of game. So good luck to them. Keep your eyes peeled for more on them. Um, yeah, good stuff. Lastly, Samsung and Oculus from the VR headset that I'm sure you may or may not have heard about, which means that I guess I'm not sure of anything. Um, Samsung has made an agreement, or at least they're rumored to have made an agreement with Oculus, such that they will use the Oculus software and create their own headset, their own virtual reality headset, which I think is primarily meant to fit the purpose of like being a media player, probably for your phone and to possibly replace your TV. So they're developing their own headset. They've got a lot of display technology at their in their toolkit, and they're offering to give Oculus the like some of that hardware and some new displays, which are supposed to be OLED displays and of a resolution higher than 1080p. So that's exciting. And in return, Oculus is giving them early access to the software development kit. And yeah, so that means that Samsung's headset will be running Oculus's software and benefit from all of that, and it'll be sort of a synergistic uh, relationship there. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. And yeah, so that's it for this week. Hit the subscribe button. I don't even know anymore which corner it's in. It's either here or here. You can find it. It's red, as are a lot of buttons on YouTube. I trust that you are more intelligent than Glenn Beck and will be able to find a button that says subscribe on it. Becky, if you're watching, like I said, call me. I'll help you find the button. It'll be okay. Yeah, tell your friends about the show. Put it on Facebook. Tweet about it. Next time you're at your poetry slam, rap about it one way or the other. Spread the word, and I will see you tomorrow and later this week because WildStar came out for early release anyway on Saturday, and I've been playing it, and I'm going to talk more about the new to gaming, show you some character creation, things that I think about, things that other people think about, and we'll go from there. So have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.